when the employees were suspended, they came to me and complained. And I talked to the speaker. And what the speaker told me, it forced me to stand with the speaker for this reason. There's a mortgage scheme in this county assembly. So when the speaker took over, he found that whereas the MCAs who had taken mortgages had repaid their mortgages, there was only 2 million on their account. There was only 12 million on their account. So naturally, he had to find out where the money went. So it was very normal that while trying to find out what went on, this officer stepped out of office. So once the investigation is over, a decision will be made, either for them to come back or to be sacked. And if they are sacked and they are found to be culpable, then they'll be held responsible. If we are committed to fighting corruption, we should not use the senator's office, the office of an MCA, or any other leader to shield the speaker when he wants to find out where the millions that were put into the mortgage scheme account disappeared to. Printed estimates. Printed estimates are usually read by the Minister of Finance in June. So that will be in place. The only trouble we are having, members of the press, is that we are working very fast. If by the time they are making printed estimates, we have not acquired the place where we are moving these people to, we might create an excuse, because nobody can allocate money for the money just to wait. It must be a seamless transition, and we are working on it. Honorable Freddy Kanan, Honorable Titus Hamala, Honorable Shinali, Honorable Wangwe, we are all on the first line as far as this matter is concerned. Yes, I'm aware that the courts have made a declaration. I would like to clarify to Kenyans that the courts did not say homosexuality is legal or it is permissible. What the court said, anybody under the Constitution is free to register society. I want to appeal to the Chief Justice that even as she guides the administration of justice, she must know that she is doing it within the other forces of nature. We have a force called religion, and we have a force called culture. I stand on the high platform of culture. It is completely uncultural and unnatural to expect that our children, our boys, can marry fellow boys and girls marry fellow girls. We are against what the Supreme Court has done. We are going to use the Senate, we are going to use the National Assembly to make sure that any attempt to legalize homosexuality is defeated. There is no single African country that I know of which can tolerate homosexuality. When they came to us, they started by telling us that polygamy is bad. Then the next thing they told us, okay, polygamy is bad, but now that you are having one wife, too many children are bad. So they gave us family planning. Now after we have practiced family planning, the 2 children we have gotten out of family planning, they are now coming saying these children should never procreate. Boys should get married to boys. It is clear that the Western world has an agenda to control the population of the black man, and this is why they are bringing stupid things like homosexuality. I'm very proud of the Republic of Uganda, Honorable Yoweri Museveni. He's on the front line. He has told off the Americans. He has told them to go to hell with their aid if they're going to die aid on the issue of homosexuality. Yeah. It is that wewe tajiri, ninakubali wewe kwa sababu ni tajiri mwanaume, uje ufanye kijana yangu mvulana ndio unipatie chakula. Mzazi atakwambia kama unataka kuleta pia kama yuko kijana yangu kwenda na pesa yako. We are that proud and that moral. When you bring in the MPs, the issue of CDF, when you legislate so that Ward Development Fund mirrors the Constituent Development Fund, then they both face the same fate. Namely, CDF was unconstitutional. So in the same manner, if you don't legislate properly, the Ward Development Fund will be unconstitutional. So the legislation by Kangata must have had such obstacles. We are the new Senate. I personally am doing everything possible to ensure that there is a Ward Development Fund and that there is bursary at the disposal of every MCA. It's a question of crafting the law. We have the necessary tools and experience. We will do it. You know, the head of the county government is the governor. Until you give county assemblies financial independence, then what Barasa did was right. If he had done that when counties are enjoying financial independence, then he would have said he was interfering. But the money first reached Baraza before it found its way in the county assembly. So it's a question of accepting what he did, but also say it's going to be better if county assemblies are financially independent. To get financial independence of the county assemblies will require the support of the Senate. Because under the Constitution, national legislation supersedes county legislation. So to have a law that binds all the 47 counties, that law should come from the Senate and the National Assembly.
Maybe finally, what is
it is the long and short that it is in everything. The reason why it has not worked very well in the past is because of primitive competition of egos. If people could leave their egos in the home as they go to the office, it should be very easy for the two officers or more officers to speak to each other. So by me coming the way I've done and being given the audience that they have given me, it opens that window. I've been to the office of the governor. We have opened that window, but there is still resistance in the civil service. That's why sometimes you hear Governor Barasa blowing hot and cold. But I'm committed to making sure that I work with Barasa seamlessly. And working with him does not mean agreeing with him when he's wrong.